Hi, and welcome to my small channel and this video. My name is TripleMoonPanda. You can call me what everyone else calls me, just Panda. And I wanted to say a few things before I got into the information. Just this video is not for new players. This is not for the casual players that just get on, grind a few strikes, a couple days a week, get off. This video is for the more upper mid-level players to advanced high-level in-game players that are looking for real, useful information that they can take and apply to their own playstyle and improve in the game, or just get more information, be more knowledgeable about the game and game mechanics. So this is the main game I play, and I've been playing for a very long time. I have a lot of hours in this game, and over this time, I've come across some very useful resources that I'd really like to share and get out there that have helped me improve as a player far more than any data or Astrocross video or anything the mainstream community claims is like the meta. Because the truth is, a lot of those things don't apply to everybody. Everyone has their own personal play style, and the best way to improve is to learn your own play style and get real useful information that you can apply to that play style. So these are the things I've come across over my many hours in this game that have really pushed me to my limit. And I can honestly say, without some of these things, I never would have gotten a Conqueror title from Grandmasters. I never would have actually really thought Grandmasters were as fun as they actually are. I never would have been as competent as I am in raids now. So, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to share is this spreadsheet I came across a long time ago. This is basic information on the DPS of almost every archetype of each weapon class in the game for, primary, special, heavy, swords, all of it. And this is all testing you can read here, it's all done on Shiro-Chi. The guy that does this actually adjusts the crit modifiers for the crit numbers, because a lot of raid bosses have, you see here, they have majors bosses don't have 2 times weak spots like Shiro-Chi. So it's not, he does some in-game testing and then he takes those numbers and he adjusts them to their actual crit modifiers, and you get the information and he lists it here. And this first page is just listing this, the basics. Then over here is how to use this, basically. Average DPS burst, 1 mag. And then you can see here he has even primary weapons. I use this a lot for getting a rough idea of what archetype, of what kind of weapons that I'm trying to use. And, for different situations. As you see here, here's all sniper rifles, slug shotguns, grenade launchers, fusions, all the heavy weapons. He has most of the exotics listed. This is like all really good information. It's updated regularly every time there's a new season, every time there's a big change in the sandbox from buffs and nerfs. This guy goes in here and he lists the new damage numbers. So I've really found this very useful. I take this because I get bored running, in Deep Stone Crypt. I got bored very fast using Anarchy and double slug shotguns. And I was like, well, what else can I use that I can still one face pretty easily with? And I use this to get a rough idea. Then I'll go through my vault, or I'll look online for weapons that fit these archetypes that I'm looking for, trying to use. And then I'll go grind what roles that I like and be most useful for me. And then I'll take them in there, and that's how I do it. Okay. So this next one is another spreadsheet I've come across. The Destiny 2 Data Compendium. This is extremely useful. It has so much information about everything you can possibly want in this game. I mean, he has weapon perks here. He has most of the weapon perks listing what they do in detail. Like going into the fine details that you don't see in the description of the perks. Um, the weapon mods, what they all actually do, the numbers on that, armor mods, information on each of the class subclasses, what they all do. Um, the grenade information, melee, all the exotic weapons, what they all do, exotic armor. Even this is really cool. The reload speed calculator. You can take these formulas, and you can put in the stat of your specific weapon, and get the actual real in-game reload time in seconds. And it's great. He has more mechanics. This is updated very regularly. These guys work very hard on this, and it's so useful. I can't overstate how useful this information is, and really like how great it is to know the fine details of what something might sound good in game, but then the actual numbers and what it actually does isn't as good as you think it is. So yeah, check this out. Okay, this next one is another spreadsheet. It's Quartz comprehensive Destiny 2 data information on damage buffs, debuffs, modifiers, perks, everything about doing damage. Every perk. That last one didn't really have damage perks listed. Not a lot of them, not in detail. And this has all of it. And also, this can teach you if you're not aware of how debuffs work. Where is it? How they're how buffs and debuffs are stacked. It's all spread out here, and what stacks with what, how you can stack different things with each other, what mods and what perks are considered a world buff or like a specific damage buff, global buffs here, empowering buffs. Yeah, this thing is great. It has so much useful information on really maximizing your damage output and raids and just in general and everything. So this next one is something a lot of people I don't think would have realized would have as useful and impactful information for actually playing the game, and they probably mostly use Destinypedia for lore information. But I came across this elemental damage on here, and down here, I found this very useful. When I'm doing Grandmaster Nightfalls, I really like to know what kind of damage resist mods I should be using, what kind of shields the enemies might have in that. And right here, the enemies lists all that. It has all the shields for all the races right here. What the Fallen High Vex, what shields they actually have, and what enemy types use those shields. And then down here, it has all the weapons that each of the races use and what damage type those weapons are. So if you're doing a certain, Nightfall, and you're not sure of what damage resist mod you should bring or what shields might be in that, just come check this out. And if you know the strike well enough, you'll know what enemies are going to be in the strike, and you can kind of base off here. Well, they're going to have this type of shield here, or most of the enemies in this are this type of enemy that use this weapon right here. So I need to prioritize that damage resist. This is great. This is really, really helpful information. Okay, this last part is going to be some just a couple YouTubers that I have found the most helpful at giving really good information on in-game content, and mainly damage information too, and game mechanics. So first off, this is Swaslesy. Swaslesy is such an amazing guy, and he puts so much time and work into these videos. I'm sure everyone's seen Eeyore's videos on his DPS. Well, what I don't like about that is I don't find those numbers very realistic, and I don't find them to apply to every situation. Now, here's Swaslesy. Here, we'll click on this video to start with. So Swaslesy really takes the time, and he breaks down all the information. This one's on snipers. And he explains his setup. He doesn't use... The thing about ER that I don't really care for is all of his numbers are based off Lunafaction well reload speeds. And he only tests like a couple shots or a couple magazines and gives you the DPS numbers for that. Swaslesy here doesn't use Lunafaction and well, and he tests all these weapons with certain perks, and he tests them across the entire reserves of all the ammo. And then when you get through the video, come here and he will, where is it? Yeah, you know, he lists it out right here on our chart.
In the order
and but the best part about this is this part right here. He graphs it out visually, so you can really see what weapon or what combination of weapons that he's tested, and where they can apply, you know, depending on how long the damage phase is. Like, let's say, you know, you're in a Nightfall and you want the most DPS you can do on, you know, in 5 seconds. Well, you can look right here at 5 seconds. Well, bam, right there. That sniper rifle with that certain roll he's got, out of what he's tested, that's your best option for burst damage. But if it's a longer damage phase, like a raid boss or something much longer, you know, over the course of 20 seconds, is this really the best choice? Well, the damage here stops after 10 seconds. Then you stop doing damage with that weapon. So its total damage isn't that high. So maybe you want something like this over here. Has the most total damage and still pretty decent, you know, DPS overall. And he really puts so much time into this. And making these charts and doing these tests. And he's also made some more videos explaining about like what DPS is, why we use DPS to get an idea for what weapons might be better than others in games. And he's also working on this new project where he's testing out raid bosses. And he has found out that the damage resistant raid bosses varies between weapon archetypes. So what might be on Carl, what might be the best DPS on Carl on Nessus might not actually be the best DPS on a certain raid boss, because they have a certain, you know, they have more of a damage resist to that type of weapon than another type of weapon. This is the only damage, you know, DPS Destiny 2 YouTuber I've seen that really takes those things into account and really tries to give you the most accurate, useful damage information you can get in this game. And go check him out, subscribe. This guy's criminally undersubscribed, and he really, really deserves like a bigger audience, and this damage information really needs to get out there. He's just fantastic. Right, next is this guy, Chablo91. Now this guy mainly he does videos for solo players mostly, and I've used a lot of his videos have helped me get, you know, solo flawless completions of dungeons of Nightfalls, and he just does the best job of breaking down the information. Well, a lot of videos out there you can watch, you know, someone's run of a solo dungeon or solo Nightfall, and you can watch it and they'll talk a little bit about it, or, you know, an Ash Cross video for his Grandmasters. He'll, you know, describe what loadouts he's using and what little places here and there to look out for. And, you know, they're 10-minute videos. And I never found those useful. Those are only really useful for really advanced players that can watch the gameplay and really see exactly what they're doing and how they're playing. Chablo here understands how bad that is for most people. And what he does is he makes, as you can see, these are longer videos. He walks you through step by step every move he makes, you know, every action he takes in a Grandmaster soloing it, why he's doing it, you know, why he chose what loadout and what weapons he's using. And he walks you through what positioning he takes and why he does that positioning. He walks you through how some of the mechanics work, how some AI manipulation can work in your favor. It's not really cheesing it, but just taking advantage and knowing how the enemies react to different things. He walks you through it step by step and describes and explains every step he makes. in every single piece of solo content he does. And you can take this information, you can also apply this to Fireteam information, and really like taking some of these strategies and learning the positioning and how the enemy AI works has helped me out tremendously in Grandmaster content. And it really, I could not have completed some Grandmasters like Glassway and what else? Like I couldn't have completed some of the hardest Grandmasters in the game without some of this information I've learned from this guy. And he is top tier. He is awesome. And I mean, I'm not sure, but I think he holds like some of the most world records for solo console players in the game for like speed runs and stuff. He used to speed run some of the old Nightfalls back in the day solo. And yeah, go check out Chablo91. This guy is fantastic. Okay, last but certainly not least is this channel right here, Rustopholis. This guy is for really advanced PVE techniques and strategies for staying alive, and he focuses on what this guy does is they call it speed killing. He goes in there, he kills the most number of ads as fast as possible, and that's his goal. And at the same time, he can go in there and he can melt bosses too. Like, you want to know what a good rocket launcher is? Check out this guy's video. This guy's been using rocket launchers since way before they buffed them, and he knows them inside and out. Like, this guy will explain to you why something like impact casing is actually garbage on a rocket launcher. He'll teach you techniques, like he calls it field prep on the go, where you're in the air, you'll land, you'll crouch, press reload, and then you jump all in one smooth action as fast as you can, and that gives you this fast field prep reload speed, but you're still moving. You're not stationary crouch. You can learn how to dodge enemy attacks, how to get the right timing from snipers and Nightfalls, and the right timing to dodge enemy attacks and strafe the right way. He really focuses on how important, how strong mobility is, not just on hunters, but on all three classes for being able to move and maneuver and dodge enemy attacks. It's just, this guy is fantastic, and it's really for advanced skill level. Now, personally, I'm not a speed killer. I'm not going for killing the most things as fast as possible, but so much of his information that he's done over the years, you can take and apply it to your playstyle, especially Gambit. Oh man, this guy is a god in Gambit, and yeah, you can really, he's put out so much great information, and really go check this guy out. You can learn so much from him. So yeah, those are things I really want to share and get out there that I feel that most of the community doesn't know about and isn't aware of. And if one person can take some of this information and apply it to their playstyle and see improvements that they want to see in the game, then if one single person does that, then to me this video was a major success, and it was totally worth it making and putting out there. Thank you so much for watching, and please take it easy and be safe.